What if the version of you that has everything you desire already exists and it takes a single jump to meet them? Hello and welcome to Reality Unlimited podcast. You are here with me, your host Rish Gupta, a manifestation coach, and today I'm recording from these beautiful forests of Lake Tahoe. Since it's the energy of Lionsgate Portal this week, I have been feeling, and I'm sure you too, the people who are doing the work, who are really tuned into their manifestations, into their energetic work. I'm sure you're feeling this energy that's really helping us to elevate our desires, to elevate our consciousness, awareness, and really bring on surface whatever we truly desire. It could be something empowering, it could be some of your deepest desires that you wanted to manifest, it could be something unconscious that you have been holding on in your field. And either ways, you are getting the amplification of the field. I have been hearing stories about both sides. So this week, I really wanted to share a topic that's very special for me. And as I tuned in and I asked what would be the best topic for me to share on this week's podcast, it's quantum jump. So I will be starting out by sharing a story of one of my very powerful quantum jumps, and then we'll move forward from there. So I want to share a moment where life completely shifted for me, and I have an intention for you to learn to have the mirror reflection of what's possible for you when you are able to release, you're able to tap into your future self that's waiting for you to meet it. It's been around a year, or a bit more than a year actually, like similar time I would say. I have been on this journey of deep release from my physical, mental, emotional bodies, from my field, and I was doing this deep manifestation work with quantum jumps, which I'll explain in a bit. So this time I was doing this deep work of releasing everything from my field, from my surrounding, my home, which is the mirror reflection of who you are, and also doing work of releasing my emotions. At the same time, I've been doing these deep meditations and quantum jumps. One evening I did this jump and it shifted everything for me. Not only was it extremely powerful, as I come out of it, I felt a completely different person. I felt a much more expanded version of myself as compared to when I started the jump. And just within a span of a couple of days, life started shifting for me. I've been building my manifestation coaching, Reality Unlimited. I started feeling the apartment I'm living is too small for me, and the environment is not where I'm supposed to live. And there, first thing that happens is I get to change the place. I was renting that place. So the house owner, a very, very kind man, we had a very good relationship, and he was planning to sell the house. And I think just next day he messaged me that he would like to sell the house. It was a sign for me to let go of the place. And I was already feeling this place is not right for me. I started looking for another place, and I was guided to this beautiful apartment, which was more than double the size of that previous apartment I was living in. And that felt like perfect place where I am meant to be at, create my brand and work on my purpose. And as I moved there, I got to recreate that environment, and that environment was completely different than what I created before, what I was living in before. So it was very clear, like day and night, for me to see both the versions are very different versions. I have tapped into a different reality. And as I was going through those processes, I signed up 3 more clients that week, started getting opportunities to expand myself even more. I got to work with one of my favorite mentors closely for 6 months, and she's also one of the best manifestation coaches in the world. So that was very expanding for me. And soon after that, I got to speak at Mind Valley University in front of the world leaders and people from all across the world and share my message. I saw myself being so connected to my manifestation powers. And that was just the beginning. So this was one of the quantum jump that I experienced, had tremendous impact on me. And since then, it's been growing more and more. And I get to realize how quantum jumps are done being on this path as a manifestation coach. So I'll share with you what really happened there. Those who are new to this work or would like to dive deeper, I would like to give more context on what are quantum jumps. As we say in manifestation, all your quantum possibilities, all the versions of you already exist in the field, in the now moment. And thus, we have this option available for us to tap into or meet the version of us that's living in the future, let's say. That is our desired state. That is our future self. We get to become that within an instant. When you release what needs to be released and you jump into that version with the right intention, you get to meet that version and you get to live from that state from there onwards by collapsing timelines. In simple words, you get to live your dream life by connecting with the version of you that's waiting for you to meet. So how does that really happen? How do you jump into your quantum possibility? How do you do a quantum jump? First stage, I say, is release. We are living this physical experience where we have the physical reality, we have emotions, we have the thoughts, which is our mental reality, and we have the energy. Let's talk about the first three. That is the physical world, the emotional world, the mental world. So when you're releasing, you release the things from your environment. So first comes your clothing. Then comes your room, your house, your environment, and the people around that you're connected with. We always have this desire that I want to become this version. You firstly want to have this intention that I want to become this version of myself. And how am I living? Who am I becoming? How am I acting as? What's my state of being? Getting more clarity on that. And that's when you're releasing, you get to release all the things in your physical environment which are not representation of that version of your future self. And a lot of us hold things, we attach with the things, we attach with the people, we attach with the environment because there's something in the mind that says, okay, there's this bond. That attachment is like an anchor that keeps you stuck in your reality and thus creates suffering. And it's not letting you move forward in your life. So you look at your physical environment and release the things that do not resonate with that version of yourself. You'll then go to the emotions. You do the emotional work. You do the inner work where you see during your day what are the emotions that are present with you. A lot of time we have stuck emotions. We have been taught to keep them inside. We have to not show them because it's not a good thing. But what happens is like you're stuck with certain emotions, which is literally energy in motion. That energy inside your body that's not let out and is acting as an anchor in your reality and keeping you stuck in the past. So you release those emotions and that's when you get to be lighter. That's the goal. You want to be lighter. You want to feel light so that you can then express yourself naturally and bring in this flow of energy and prosperity. Then you get to see your mental body, your thoughts. Again, that needs a certain level of awareness where you are seeing what thoughts am I thinking every day. Are these the thought of lack, of fear, of anxiety, of jealousy, envy towards certain people, or these are empowering thoughts? And those are the thoughts which are creating your reality. As we say, your thoughts create your reality. So you then get to release those thoughts, and as you do them, you become lighter and those anchors are released. So from these three bodies, as you release what needs to be released, your anchors are released for you to then go to the next stage. And what's the next stage? Is to consciously quantum jump. That is setting an intention, and you can either work with some teacher who's into manifestation and they'll be able to guide you towards a new reality, or whatever resonates with you, you do a quantum jump where you are tuning into this new potential and seeing how easy or difficult it is for you to tap into your future. And that will be like a gauge for you to see how free you are within yourself. If it's very difficult for you to meditate, that means you're not free enough to really bring in the flow in this life. That's where a different level of work is needed. If you are up for doing this work, then it'll be incredibly powerful for you to play this game of jumping over and over into new versions of yourself and live your soul purpose, live your unique path you're here to live. Because a different level of flow opens up for you, which was not present before. And I want to share with you certain thing about quantum jump. It's not about you forcing yourself to become something. If you see with what I shared, it's more about releasing the old so that you let the life take you towards your next version, because it happens automatically. We are wired to flow automatically. It's just we are also taught to bring in these anchors by the conditioning of the society, by the conditioning of the people around us. And that's what keeps us heavy. That's what keeps us in the dense vibration. And thus, the life becomes a bit of struggle at one point, because we have been holding on to the things that do not serve us anymore. They did serve us at one point, and they are not letting us move to the next step. So this work is not about trying to force yourself into another version. It's more about you letting go of the things that need to go. That's where these common misconceptions that I see is trying to hustle our way into manifestation. That comes from the concept of life is supposed to be hard and you gotta work for the things. But if we only work on the things releasing from our life, you'll see like how the flow gets created by itself. The things get manifested by themselves, because your connection with your higher self, the universe, also gets stronger and stronger as you release those anchors. Your manifestation powers get to become stronger. So what helps in a quantum jump? Like I shared, the release. Releasing from your physical, emotional, and mental environment. Setting an intention and becoming clear on who do you want to become. What is your ideal self embodied when you are completely free? Take this as a question for yourself to contemplate on and reflect on. Then identity shedding and stepping into a new version. That's the activation that's needed for you to step into this version, into a new self. The most important of it all is the stillness that bring in the awareness and the meditativeness. So with all these processes, if you are not able to be still, that means the awareness needs to be brought in, because there's something you're holding on in the mental space. And that, when let go of, or when you do the work of being more aware, you will automatically release the mental anchors, the emotional anchors, the physical anchors, because they are all interconnected. And of course, the energetic anchors. There's a big list that I can share here. However, I would like to keep the focus on this aspect only for the purpose of this podcast, because I find it to be so powerful. If you simply focus on releasing the anchors, your life is going to transform in magical ways. Nothing that you have ever imagined before. That's the potential that this work has. I have seen this over and over in my life, in my clients' lives, the people around me who do the work. It's extremely powerful. So if this episode has called you and you are excited to do this work, just bringing this clarity of what needs to be released will start doing the work itself. As we say, your subconscious or your superconscious is always doing the work. You just need to have the right awareness, the right intention of what needs to be done. And your mind starts to find the cues of how to do it when you manifest that in your life. So I want to close this episode today with this question. Where in your life your old self is too small for who you're becoming? I would love for you to reflect and contemplate on this for this week until we meet next time and see what comes up. If you have any questions, you would like to share your opinions on the podcast, or some topics that you would like me to share on, connect with me on my Instagram. It's Rish Gupta Official. I would love to hear from you and respond to you. If you like this podcast, make sure to subscribe to it so you get updates for each episode. And make sure to forward it to your friends and the family who you feel will benefit from this work. I'm truly grateful for you to join me this week. Until next time.